What's good, sports fans? Are you ready to elevate your live entertainment experience? Well, let me introduce you to SeatGeek, an amazing platform that connects you to your favorite events while saving you money. With SeatGeek, you can easily find tickets for sports games, concerts, and so much more, all in one place. The interface is user-friendly, making it simple to browse and compare prices. And one of the best features is the interactive seating chart. You can see exactly where you'll be sitting and how much you'll be spending, ensuring you get the best value for your money. But here's the best part. Check this out. By using my promo code, ChalkItUpSports, you can enjoy a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. That's right, $20 off your first SeatGeek order. Imagine catching that thrilling game or concert without breaking the bank. It's a win-win situation. Plus, you'll be a part of a community of fans who eat, sleep, and breathe live events just as much as you do. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description to download the SeatGeek app today. And don't forget to use my promo code ChalkItUpSports for a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. Get excited. Now let's get back to the show. Bravo, Dallas. Bravo, 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 Dallas. The Dallas Cowboys never cease to amaze me. They never cease to amaze me. I always can count on the Dallas Cowboys to make sure I got something to talk about. I can always count on the Dallas Cowboys. Always. They are like when the clock strikes midnight. It's guaranteed to happen. Death, taxes, and Cowboy stupidity. It's a foregone conclusion. What's good, you guys? I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II. You guys are locked in on your dose of Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Okay. All right. Let's not BS here. We still have a show to do, right? I have to be professional. I have to address the elephant in the room. I have to address everything that's going on. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you guys are here for not just a good time. Make sure you're here for a long time. The vibes are always immaculate. The vibes are always electric. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all know my gratitude. Y'all know my heart. Y'all know where my body be. You feel me? Let's keep this thing rolling. And let's keep the joke going. Let's keep the jokes going. All right. So, where do I begin? Okay. Let's start here. The Dallas Cowboys, I repeat, your Dallas Cowboys are trading three-time All-Pro linebacker Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers. It says here Parsons and the Packers already have reached an agreement on a 4-year, $188 million contract. David Mulugeta of Athletes First had a hand in the trade and ultimately negotiating the record-breaking contract that includes $120 million fully guaranteed at the signing and makes Parsons the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. This man makes more than He makes more than Myles Garrett, TJ Watt. He makes more than AJ Brown. He makes more than Max Crosby. He makes more than Chris Jones. He makes more than all those guys. Micah Parsons is the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let's do some quick math real quick. Let's do some quick math. 188 million divided by 4 years. $47 million? What the fuck? Yo, $47 million on average for Micah Parsons. $47 million average salary with $120 million fully guaranteed. So however you want to bust it down, if you want to just focus on the guaranteed dollars, over the next 3 seasons, they're paying him $40 million. You can make an argument the first 3.5 years are fully guaranteed. The first 3 years of the deal, the first 3.5 years of the deal are supremely guaranteed. They're guaranteed. We're going to talk about how this affects the Green Bay Packers, but I still want to focus on the Cowboys. So again, the Cowboys are sending their 3-time All-Pro linebacker, Micah Parsons, to the Green Bay Packers. The Cowboys receive defensive tackle Kenny Clark. And by the way, Kenny Clark is a very good football player, by the way. I don't think this is an equivalent exchange. I think the Dallas Cowboys could have got more. But here's my problem with what the Dallas Cowboys received. They got defensive tackle Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark is a 3-time Pro Bowler. 3-time Pro Bowler. So let's not fake the funk here. Kenny Clark is a 3-time Pro Bowler. He's been one of the healthiest guys in football over the past 4 seasons. He's been pretty healthy his entire career. So they're getting somebody who's reliable and that shows up for work. Kenny Clark is also 29 years old compared to Micah Parsons being 26 years old. Kenny Clark is 29 years old, and he will be 30 years old by November. October. Kenny Clark will be 30 years old by October. So you basically traded a 26 3-time first-team All-Pro in Micah Parsons. The Cowboys traded a 3-time All-Pro in Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers for a 30-year-old defensive tackle and only 2 first-round picks. Only 2? Y'all should have asked for Rashawn Gary. Y'all should have asked for more. Y'all should have tried to get Adrian Cooper. Y'all should have tried to get more than this. And I know the Dallas Cowboys have desperately been in need for a defensive tackle because Mozzie Smith is not it. But a 30-year-old Kenny Clark, only 2 first-round picks for Micah Parsons, arguably one of the best edge rushers in football, 26 years old, just hitting his prime, 3-time first-team All-Pro, multiple-time Pro Bowler. Listen, Micah Parsons was a Cowboy. Let's call it what it is, but game recognized game. He was a Cowboy, but game recognized game. I would have tried to get at least 2 players in 2. I would have tried to get another player out of that. There's no way the Green Bay Packers would have got me to give them Micah Parsons for a 30-year-old D tackle and just 2 first-round picks. There's no way. Y'all would have had to give me. Hold on, I gotta look at the Green Bay's roster real quick because you wouldn't have just gave me Kenny Clark. I'm telling you that right now. It wouldn't have just been Kenny Clark. You would have had to give me. Hold on. You would have had to give me Quay Walker or Adrian Cooper or maybe Rashawn Gary or maybe Devontae Wyatt. You would have had to throw in some more names. You would have had to. You would have had to sauce this up. Either y'all get Kenny Clark and 3 first-round picks, or y'all get Kenny Clark, another player, and 2 first-round picks. Y'all would have had to sauce this gumbo up for me. What's going on? I thought Jerry Jones was a deal maker, a mover and a shaker. But then again, Jerry Jones is the same guy that bought all that oil drilling equipment in the 90s or in the 80s, had nothing, couldn't find oil to save his life. He didn't know what to do with the equipment. It said, "Oh wait, I can flip the equipment and make money off renting equipment out to oil drillers." Okay, that showed some ingenuity. But he bought all that oil equipment and couldn't find one lick of oil. Put all his family money into the Dallas Cowboys. Thank God it worked out. You know, the Dallas Cowboys are the most valuable franchise in the NFL. I believe the Dallas Cowboys might be the most valuable franchise in the country. I think they're top 5 in the world, top 3 in the world. So at least they got something good going for them. But Micah Parsons is now a Green Bay Packer. Wow. Do we play Green Bay this year? Do the Eagles play Green Bay this year? Because we played them twice last year. We do play Green Bay this year. We played Green Bay on Monday Night Football, baby. This is going to be fun. I can't wait. But the Dallas Cowboys, okay, I got to look at their roster now. The Dallas Cowboys. Who do you have? Who do you have up front? Who do you have? DeMarvion Overshown still hasn't recovered from the ACL, right? Y'all interior still sucks. I know y'all got my man Kenny Clark. Y'all got Kenny Clark, okay, but I don't think that's enough. I don't think Kenny Clark is enough for the problems that the Philadelphia Eagles provide the football teams. I don't think Kenny Clark is enough. Who else they got? Where the Dallas Cowboys roster at? Here we go. Let's look at this defense real quick. Oh my God. I'll tell you one thing. They better hope Donovan Izaraku is a player. Because I like Donovan Izaraku. They better hope he's a player. Hold on, let's pull this up. Look at this roster, y'all. So this is the Dallas Cowboys roster here. We're not even focused on third-string guys. Marshawn Kneeland, Kenny Clark, Osa Adizua, Dante Fowler Jr. I'm sorry. They are burnt toast on the edge. Burnt toast. Did they get stronger on the interior? Sure. I would say they got stronger. But where are you getting your sacks from? I'm telling you, they better hope Donovan Izaraku is a player. They better hope. And now this begs the question, right? Enough with the trolling. Let's ask the $1 million question. Are the Dallas Cowboys in rebuild mode? Are the Dallas Cowboys in rebuild mode? Because here's the question, right? Or here's the dilemma, excuse me. You gave Dak Prescott $60 million. You gave CeeDee Lamb $34 million. I'm not finished. You gave Trevon Diggs a 5-year, $97 million contract in 2023. You just gave your tight end all that money. You have a young offensive line. You just gave Osa all that money at D tackle. He's not even really a top 10 D tackle, but you gave him all that money. I'm having a hard time figuring out what you traded for. So let's try to recap their moves. Let's try to recap the transactions here. You traded for George Pickens as well. Are you going to re-sign Pickens after this season? You don't have a running game. Your offensive line is suspect. You don't have a pass rush. Trevon Diggs, Lord knows where he's going to be when he comes back. And I think he's supposed to play week 1, I think. DeMarvion Overshawn is still out. Am I right when I say that? Where's the production coming from on defense? Where's the production coming from? Let me get to these super chats real quick. Green Wingman with the $10 super chat. Thank you, Greeny. He says, happy you on, brother, but I'm watching Scooter and Mark Holmes crashing out. Happy Labor Day, y'all. Oh, my God. Sweet Chin Music with the super chat. He says, Jerry Jones just proved how much of a joke he and his franchise are. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Green Wingman back again. He says, and those 2 first-round picks are going to be at the end of the draft, almost glorified second-round picks. Yeah, that's if Green Bay makes a deep playoff run. But at the very best, they're going to be mid-round or mid-20 picks. Green Bay is going to finish in like Green Bay is not winning a Super Bowl anytime soon. I'll tell you that right now. I don't think Green Bay I still don't think Green Bay is a threat to the Eagles. I still don't, personally. But I'm looking at the landscape right now. In Green, those picks are going to be in the 20s. What are we talking about? Man, me personally, I'm gonna be honest again. I still don't buy the Green Bay Packers because I don't buy Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love is overrated. I think Jordan Love is one of the most overrated guys in the league outside of Justin Herbert. I ain't got nothing against Jordan Love, but I think I watch him play sometimes and I'm like, the dude just plays recklessly. Just plays recklessly. So, look, man, I don't know how much time you guys have, but frankly, I think both teams low-key got weaker in their own right. Micah Parsons can't stop the run. So Green Bay is still going to get ran on. They got weaker on the interior, and Micah Parsons can't stop the run. So Green Bay is still going to get ran on. Dallas Cowboys, they couldn't stop the run last season. Did they get stronger on the interior? Sure, but they got weaker on the edge. Now they don't have the pass rush. They don't have a pass rush, and they can't stop the run. No pass rush, can't stop the run, can't run the football. Inexperienced offensive line, overpaid quarterback, rookie head coach. The Dallas Cowboys will be the Dallas Cowboys will be third in the division. I still think New York Giants come in last. Well, actually, no, they got a quarter. They got Russell Wilson now. I don't know. That defense. You know what? The Dallas Cowboys are coming last in the division. The Cowboys will be last in the division. The Dallas Cowboys are cooked. Oh man, oh man, oh man. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. Let me see what y'all think, man. Alex says, Micah Parsons is one-dimensional to me. I don't rate him highly. Travis Carr says that cold weather in Green Bay he won't like. Flawless AKA says, did Dallas get better at stopping the run? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think their interior got a little stronger, but they couldn't stop the run with Micah. And now they don't have a pass rush either. And again, trading Micah Parsons isn't my problem. I had a feeling he's going to get moved. I had a feeling. I had a feeling they were going to move him. And I don't have a problem with him being moved. But my problem is you traded a 26-year-old Micah Parsons in his prime. 3-time first-team All-Pro, you traded him for a 30-year-old D tackle and only 2 first-round picks. That doesn't sound like an equivalent exchange to me. That doesn't sound like somebody who knows how to do business. They should have got way more for Micah Parsons. But here's the thing. I wonder if people overestimated the leverage the Dallas Cowboys had. Because you don't want to go into the season without him. You also don't want to go into the season with him on the sideline holding out. You don't want to bring that energy into your first game on Thursday with the Philadelphia. You don't want to bring that energy in there. And because things were getting so close to the clock or so close to the to the wire, you can make an argument the Dallas Cowboys felt like we need to make a deal and make a deal now. And on top of that, we need to get what we can get for this player. But they should have been able to get more. And I think the Green Bay Packers knew that their backs were against the wall. I think the Green Bay Packers knew the Dallas Cowboys' backs were against the wall. And they lowballed him. And Jerry took it. He saw those 2 first-round picks and his eyes lit up like a fucking Christmas tree. But you gotta be able to do something with those picks. You should have got them to trade you one of those young up-and-coming players. I'm telling you, they should have tried to get Edgerrin Cooper. They should have tried to get Quay Walker or something. You traded for a 30-year-old D tackle in Kenny Clark, and Kenny Clark is a good player. But for how long? For how long? Nah, Alex, I'm not jacking that. I'm not jacking that. So much goes into these deals, bro. Not just the first round picks. The age of the player. Matter of fact, how much is Kenny Clark making? How much is Kenny Clark making? Kenny Clark, he just signed an extension. He's making an average salary of $21 million a season, has a 3-year, $64 million contract. Hey, you know what? The Cowboys, they can get out of that Kenny Clark contract after the season if they want to, with being totally unscathed. The Dallas Cowboys, okay. So Kenny Clark right now, 3-year contract, $64 million with $17.5 million guaranteed in total. So they can get out of this contract with zero dead cap after the 2025 season. So basically, this is a 1-year rental. If you like the player, you keep him, or maybe even after the season, you restructure. This move does give them flexibility with the player, but I just think they could have got more. And look, Micah Parsons, he's a great player to have on your team because the Green Bay Packers on that defense, they have Xavier McKinney, Quay Walker, Edgerrin Cooper, Micah Parsons, Devontae Wyatt. They got some talent. They got the Carrington Valentine, Kayshawn Nixon, Lucas. They got some talent on that defense. I'm not going to front, but I still don't take Green Bay serious. I don't. They got to show me. They got to show me. As simple as that. But anyway, let's move on, man. I've been talking about this for a little too long. Once again, just do a quick rehash. The Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys have traded 3-time All-Pro Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers are giving Micah Parsons a record-breaking 4-year, $188 million contract with $120 million fully guaranteed, making Parsons the highest-paid non-quarterback in NFL history. The Dallas Cowboys received defensive tackle Kenny Clark, 30-year-old defensive tackle Kenny Clark, and 2 first-round picks that likely will be in the low 20s or the high 20s. I don't know how you want to slice it. The late 20s. Let's put it that way. That'd be in the late 20s. I wonder how my Cowboys homies feel right now. I wonder how my Cowboys homies feel right now. I gotta check on Rome. I gotta check on Jay Tuck. Who else I gotta check on? I gotta check on my cousin. I gotta check on my cousin. He crying right now. He punching the air. He punching the air. All right, let's move on. I got stuff I need to talk about, man. I got some Eagles stuff I need to break down. Excuse me, y'all. All right. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. You guys have been phenomenal. You guys know how we carry it here at Chalk It Up Sports. Make sure you're here for a long time and not just a good time. You feel me? The content only gets better. So keep it locked and stay tuned. Stay tuned. All right. Let's get to some of these Eagles topics. So the Philadelphia Eagles, they decided to bring back a few familiar faces. The Eagles brought back safety Marcus Epps via free agency, and they also decided to bring back receiver and punt returner Britton Covey. Covey was on the Eagles' Super Bowl winning roster in 2024, and Marcus Epps was on the Eagles' Super Bowl roster in the 2022-2023 season, right? And Marcus Epps, he had signed a 1-year deal with the Patriots during the offseason before being granted his requested release. So Marcus Epps, he was coming off of one of his worst seasons in football, mainly because of injury. He tore his ACL. He tore his ACL in 2024, only been available for 3 games. And he signed a 1-year deal with the Patriots. He wanted out. He asked for his release. They granted it to him. The Philadelphia Eagles decided to pick him up. This came after the Eagles decided to waive Tristan McCullum. And I believe Tristan McCullum was just picked up by the Raiders. But this came after the Eagles waived Tristan McCullum to create a roster spot. And now, officially on the Eagles roster, they have 3 safeties, Blankenship, Sidney Brown, and Makuba. Marcus Epps hasn't been elevated to the active roster quite yet. He's technically on the practice squad. Same thing with Britton Covey. They're both technically on the practice squad, but I wouldn't be surprised if they elevated Marcus Epps for the game. So yeah, again, outside of Reed Blankenship, there's a lack of experience in that room. Sidney Brown, Andrew McCouber, they're young players still developing, so on and so forth. So you got a veteran in Blankenship, you got a veteran in Marcus Epps that knows the building, knows the team, right? The defense looks a lot different since he's been gone, but and the defensive coaching staff is entirely new. So Marcus Epps isn't necessarily walking into the most familiar situation, but it's football. There's only but so much stuff that's different. The main thing that changes is the terminology and how to execute certain things. But Marcus Epps is here as a security blanket. I think the Eagles want to lean on Andrew McCouber as their starter next to Reed Blankenship, if and when he gets healthy. But Marcus Epps is a nice security blanket. He's experienced. He's been in the league for a long time. He knows the building. He's familiar with Nick Sirianni, so on and so forth. Right? Marcus Epps, currently, he's 29 years old, and he spent 4 seasons with the Philadelphia Eagles from 2019 to 2022, appearing in 54 games with 25 starts. He also started all 17 games in the 2022 season with the Philadelphia Eagles en route to their Super Bowl berth in Super Bowl 57, where they lost to the Chiefs by 3 points. And like I said, I mentioned he signed a 2-year deal with the Raiders after that season, played in all 17 games in 2023, then tore his ACL in 2024, only playing in 3 games. And to take it back even further, Marcus Epps, just to give you guys a little bit more breakdown, Marcus Epps was drafted in the 6th round out of Wyoming by the Minnesota Vikings in the 2019 NFL Draft. He was later waived by them in November, and the Eagles claimed him. So he's back again with the Philadelphia Eagles, and we'll see what he's able to provide, right? And then, like I mentioned, they brought back Britton Covey. Britton Covey was signed by the Los Angeles Rams. I'm not sure if he got cut or waived or whatever it was, but regardless, the Philadelphia Eagles were able to bring him back. And that also comes on the heels of them moving on from Ainias Smith. Ainias Smith was actually just picked up by the Carolina Panthers. So Britton Covey clearly was brought in to be that punt return guy. They don't want Cooper DeJean back there returning punts. And the Eagles really wanted to keep Darius Cooper on his roster. So they basically say, you know what, Ainias, we'll see you later. Darius Cooper has a higher upside receiving-wise, and Britton Covey, he's been somebody we like back there as a return man. So, yeah, man, the Philadelphia Eagles have been making some moves. They've been making some moves over the past few days. And they've also announced their practice squad. We're going to get to that in a little bit as well. So how do you guys feel about Marcus Epps being back? How do you guys feel about Britton Covey being back? How do you guys feel about the Eagles waiving Trevor Keegan? Trevor Keegan got picked up by the Cowboys. Tristan McCullum got waived. He got picked up by the Raiders. Ainias Smith got waived. He got picked up by the Panthers. You feel what I'm saying? How do you guys feel about these moves here? Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed. I'm not doing okay right now, says, with the super chat, of course. He says, Green Bay is actually a threat now. They got to prove it. They got to prove it. They got to prove it, if you ask me. All right, let's see here. Sweet Chin Music says, solid moves. Keegan didn't do much here. It's funny because I like Trevor Keegan. He didn't do much here. They've been developing him. And, I think it was more so a numbers game, honestly. I just think the Eagles had so many offensive linemen they liked. They just decided to move on from the one that maybe they thought they could move on from. I just felt like it was a numbers game. Dagger 81703 says here, it depends on what Marcus Epps' role is. Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. He's a nice security blanket. Can he get you through a couple games if one of your guys gets hurt? Absolutely. Marcus Epps is somebody that should be able to get you through a few games if Makuba or Sidney Brown or Reed Blankenship get hurt, you should be able to rely on Marcus Epps for a few games. You should be able to. I'm not saying for the whole season, but you should be able to get some good, reliable play from Marcus Epps for 2 to 3 weeks if it ever came to that. Sigma says this feels like when the trash struck was over. All our trash got picked up. Dagger says if Epps is depth, then it's cool. If he's going to compete, then we could have done better. Devontae says Jerry gave up Micah Parsons for dirty sock water with Skittles. Darian Dudley says Britton is no good. He's hurt a lot. Yeah, I mean, Britton Covey, he throws his body around, man. He definitely throws his body around. I'll tell you that. I will tell you that. All right. Let's bring up the Philadelphia Eagles practice squad here. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. All right, here we are. The Philadelphia Eagles practice squad is thus: linebacker, Chance Campbell. Wide receiver, Elijah Cooks. I like that. Guard, Quinyon Green. I think that's the Philadelphia Eagles trying to continue to develop the player. They traded for him, so they're invested in him a little bit. Tight end, E.J. Jenkins. The Eagles have been developing him as well. Cornerback, Brandon Johnson. Off-ball linebacker, Patrick Johnson. Tight end, Cameron Latu. Wide receiver, Terrace Marshall. Quarterback, Kyle McCord. Cornerback, Perry Nickerson. Offensive tackle, Holland Pierce. I know you guys are really happy about that. Holland Pierce, that Rutgers guy. Off-ball linebacker, Antoine Powell-Ryland. I expected that. Cornerback, Eli Ricks. I think y'all expected that. Safety, Andre Sam. Offensive tackle, Luke Felix Fulalo. He's a part of the International Pathway Program. And Marcus Epps and Britton Covey. So that's the Philadelphia Eagles practice squad. Some names that stand out to me, obviously, Antoine Powell-Ryland. You wanted to bring him back. You want to continue to develop him as an edge rusher. Elijah Cooks stands out. Elijah Cooks had a really strong training camp with the Eagles, got hurt, so he lost some time, but he was having a really strong camp. Holland Pierce stands out. He's a guy that has a lot of size, a lot of athleticism, just has to figure out how to use it. Jesse says APR made it through waivers. I'm kind of surprised there. Well, here's the thing. Jesse, here's the thing. He didn't put up much tape. So teams couldn't really get a beat on him. If any team took a shot on him, they were basing it solely off of the production he had at VTech. But he really didn't get the chance to really get on the field like that. I think he had a strip sack. He had a strip sack in the final preseason game against the Jets, but Antoine Powell-Ryland didn't really get a chance to play much in those first couple games. So that's that. Patrick Johnson, this guy, man, he will not die. And I mean that with love. Like Patrick Johnson, he stays with a job. He will find his way onto a roster. And I respect it. I respect it to the utmost degree. I respect it. But yeah, man, this practice squad, not too far from what I expected. Obviously, Marcus Epps and Britton Covey coming back are, the surprises. But some people already called this. Some people were already making a play for the Eagles to go get another safety, right? I know a lot of you guys wanted them to get Justin Simmons, but I heard somebody mention, I think it was Louis DiBiase on Locked On Eagles. He mentioned that I think he mentioned the Eagles should consider going after Marcus Epps. So, this is your Philadelphia Eagles practice squad, you guys. So make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel here. All right, let's see what else we got for you guys. Let's see what else we got. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed here. All right, so let's get to some injury updates. Okay? So, as it pertains to, big names like A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jordan Mailata, Tanner McKee, Landon Dickerson, they were all available to participate in practice on Wednesday. Now, in what capacity? I think that's still a question. But, the Eagles, they've been very cautious with A.J. Brown's hamstring and, Devontae Smith's groin and his back. They've been very cautious with those two receivers, right? Jordan Mailata has suffered a concussion, but I'm not too worried about that. He'll be fine. Tanner McKee had the splint on his thumb, so he should be fine. Landon Dickerson had the leg sleeve on. Remember, Landon Dickerson had surgery on his right MCL 2 weeks ago on his right meniscus. So it's remarkable in and of itself that he's available to practice. So if everything goes according to plan, if everything goes exactly how we expect it to, the Eagles should be at full strength come week 1 against the Dallas Cowboys. They should be ready to rock. They should have everybody back. Everybody should be ready to fly. Everybody should be ready to fly. I'll tell you that right now. So I'm excited about this. I really am. We got a super chat here from Tribe Called Quest. Shout out to my man Tribe here with the $20 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate you. He says, "Let's go Eagles. I gave you the like and I subscribe. Chalk It Up Sports is a very genuine show, very genuine podcast." Hey, Tribe, thank you for showing love, bro. Thank you. Like, I don't take it for granted. You didn't have to donate, but you did it anyway. Thank you, man. You helping pay my bills. This is what I do. I'll pour everything I have into this content game. You know what I'm saying? So thank you guys for truly being supporters of mine, especially new people. Hopefully you're here for a long time instead of just a good time, my man. You made the investment. You gave me the like and you subscribed. You hit the Holy Trinity, baby. So we gonna bless you. We gonna bless you, Tribe. We gonna bless you. Believe that. So, like I said, if everything goes according to plan, the Eagles will be at full strength. And that's really exciting. That is really exciting. All right, let's see here. Let's see where we are. Another thing is the Philadelphia Eagles, they announced their Kelly Green games. Let's see. The Eagles are going to play, or they're going to wear their Kelly Green. They're going to wear their Kelly Green jerseys for 3 matchups this season. Those matchups will be against the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Washington Commanders. All right. Week 8 at home against the Giants. Week 12 on the road against the Cowboys. And week 18 at home against the Washington Commanders. So there's about a 6-week stretch in between each, about a 4 to 6 week stretch between each time they wear the Kelly Greens. So that's exciting. I love the Kelly Green jerseys. I got me a white Kelly Green jersey. I think my mom has a Kelly Green jersey. Like a lot of people I know got Kelly Green. My dad got them. Like, so yeah, man, that Kelly Green look is just fire, bro. And they're going to hit even harder. They're going to hit even harder when you're going up against your divisional rivals. That's going to be where the smoke is. You feel what I'm saying? All right. Let's get to some of your comments here. Joe Benji says Darius Cooper got to change that 41. Yeah, he did. He actually changed it to, let me see if I can find it here. He just changed it. I think he's number 80. I think he's number 80 because John Mechie changed his number to number 18. Just want to make sure I got this right here. Let's see if I can find it. All right. Because I was just looking at it. Nonetheless, I heard Darius Cooper changed it to number 80 and John Mechie is number 18. So he ended up changing it, you guys. I'll tell you right now, that number 41 was ugly. Matter of fact, Jakorian Bennett took on number 41, which is crazy to me. That's an ugly ass number. What makes Jakorian Bennett what made Jakorian Bennett take 41? Like, it's crazy, bro. Man, I love the NFL, y'all. I really, really do. The NFL never robs us of things to talk about. And I can't get this Dallas Cowboys trade out of my mind. Like, what were they thinking? What were they fucking thinking? What were they thinking, bro? Like, No Hand says number 41 is better on a corner than a wide receiver. I mean, I guess it's an ugly number, though. Number 41 is an ugly number. That number must hold special meaning to him. But that's an ugly number. I'm so glad that Darius Cooper changed to number 80. That's definitely a wide receiver number, a classic wide receiver number. I love it. All right. Just to do a quick recap, you guys. The Dallas Cowboys traded Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers for 30-year-old defensive tackle Kenny Clark and 2 first-round picks. And look, I understand that things got sour between Micah Parsons and the Cowboys, and the Cowboys have nobody but to blame but themselves. The Cowboys backed themselves into this corner. The Cowboys allowed themselves to be stuck without a deal in place. They put the money in the wrong places. Now they're stuck with a $60 million quarterback who has never proven to get it done. They have a $34 million wide receiver who's wasting his talent in Dallas. They traded for George Pickens, who's currently in the final year of his rookie deal, looking to get paid. They paid their tight end. What's the Bulls' name? What's the tight end for the Cowboys? Jake Ferguson. They paid Jake Ferguson all that money. The offensive line is young and unproven. Trevon Diggs. Let me get to Trevon Diggs because, listen, Trevon Diggs, the word around Dallas is he passed his physical, right? Trevon Diggs passed his physical and he's been moved off of the pup list and now on the active roster. Now, that begs the question, will he start week 1? He could. He's active. But will they be measured on when they get him out there, right? Will he be? They didn't put him on the PUP list. I mean, or they didn't keep him on the PUP list. He's not on IR, so he's going to play within those first 4 weeks. The question is, will he play in week 1? And now that you traded Micah Parsons, you need Trevon Diggs. You need him. But it's still no guarantee Diggs starts week 1. He's been battling injuries over the past 2 seasons. In 2023, Diggs tore his left ACL at practice, missing 15 games. And in 2024, Trevon Diggs re-injured the same knee where he tore his ACL, that left knee. And he ended up missing 6 games and had to get surgery. So since 2023, Trevon Diggs has only been available for and started in 13 out of a possible 34 games, missing a total of 21 games over that span. 21 games. I say again, he tore his ACL in 2023 in his left knee. He re-injured the same knee in 2024. He missed a grand total of 21 games because of that same left knee and has only been available for 13 games out of 34 games. It's not good, man. And to make it even more sad, prior to the injuries, Trevon Diggs was that dude. He was coming off of back-to-back Pro Bowl seasons in 2021 and 2022. One of those seasons, he got a first-team All-Pro nod in 2021. And on July 25th, 2023, they signed him to a 5-year, $97 million contract. 2 months later, he tears his ACL. So that begs the question, can Trevon Diggs get back to form? I'm going to be honest. He's young. He's only 26. He is only 26. But for him to have an ACL torn in that left knee, then to re-injure it again, had to get surgery twice on it. Just got activated off the PUP list, and you want me to believe he's going to be able to stick with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Jihaad Dotson? You want me to believe that? You want me to believe Trevon Diggs is going to hold up when the Dallas Cowboys traded Micah Parsons? You want me to believe Trevon Diggs is going to hold up against A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and or Jihaad Dotson, John Mechie? You want me to believe that, and they don't have a pass rush? Come on. Make it make sense, Dallas. Make it make sense, Dallas. Y'all got to make it make sense. They got to make it make sense. You have no pass rush. DeMarvion Overshawn is still injured. You traded for Kenny Clark, okay. 30 years old, albeit, but okay. You got Osa. You also got Osa Odigizua. You drafted Donovan Izaraku. I like him. But you don't have a pass rush. You don't have a reliable source of pass rush. You don't have a closer. You don't have a game wrecker. And you expect me to believe that Trevon Diggs and DaRon Bland, who also is coming off, hold on. They can't be serious. You want me to believe Trevon Diggs and DaRon Bland gonna hold up? Ain't DaRon Bland coming off of torn ACL? It says here, DaRon Bland suffered a stress fracture in his foot in late August 2024 during Dallas Cowboys training camp, requiring surgery and sidelining him for 6 to 8 weeks. He was placed on the injured reserve list, but was activated in late October 2024 after a period of injury, rehabilitation, and recovery. It says, while he returned to practice and played in the latter part of the 2024 season, he finished the year with limited playing time and no interceptions due to the injury. So, DaRon Bland, your starting corner, coming off of a season where he had a stress fracture in his foot, missing 6 to 8 weeks, and didn't even finish the season with an interception, didn't finish the season playing a lot because of that injury. Trevon Diggs coming back off of re-injuring the torn ACL in his left knee. And you want me to believe that those brothers, and they got Kyer Elam. And look, they just picked up Kyer Elam. Kyer Elam was drafted by the Buffalo Bills in the first round in 2022. But Kyer Elam has not lived up to the expectations for the Buffalo Bills. Why do I expect it to change with the Dallas Cowboys? Kyer Elam played in 13 games in 2022, started in 6. Kyer Elam played in 3 games in 2023 and started in 2 of them. Kyer Elam played in 13 games in 2024 and started in 4 of them. Kyer Elam is not a starting level corner in this league right now. Kyer Elam hasn't had an interception since his rookie season. He's entering year 4. Kyer Elam only had 2 pass deflections in 2024. Kyer Elam is giving up an average. Oh my God. Kyer Elam is giving up an average 70.3 completion percentage for his entire career. He is giving up an average 100.0 passer rating to quarterbacks when targeted. Kyer Elam in 2024, in 13 games played with 4 starts, he was targeted 30 times and gave up 21 completions for a 70% completion percentage. Averaging a 104.9 passer rating when targeted. I can't take the Cowboys serious. I can't. They cooked. Listen, until further notice, Dallas has no corners that you can trust right now. I say you can't trust the Dallas Cowboys right now. They got a cornerback room you can't trust right now. They got a pass rush that you cannot trust right now. They got an interior that you cannot trust right now. Kenny Clark is a good player, but he's 30. Osa Oduzuwa just got paid. Young player. He's decent. He's solid. Your linebacker core, in my opinion, compromised. DeMarvion Overshawn still not healthy. Your DB, like the Dallas Cowboys, they are all offense. And they can't run the ball, and they got a young and unproven offensive line. No running backs. The Dallas Cowboys and the Cincinnati Bengals are twins. The only difference is the Cincinnati Bengals figure something out with Trey Hendrickson. They just prolong the inevitable. But the Dallas Cowboys, I mean, they got something for Micah, but they could have got more. They should have got more. They should have got another player or something. They should have got another player that can help them. A young player on the rookie deals. They could have got something better than that. I just can't with the Cowboys, bro. They are the gift that keeps on giving. They could have got more. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Continue to support, man. You guys have been fantastic. If you're new to the channel, I am your humble host, Tone DeShields II. You guys are locked in to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Make sure you guys lock in. Make sure you guys lock in on Instagram, TikTok, at @chalkitup_sports. Make sure you guys lock in. Make sure you guys lock in on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Watch the playbacks on YouTube, man. For sure. They better pray Donovan Izaraku is a player. I'm telling you right now. And I like Donovan Izaraku. All right, let's see here. Let's see if we got any more breaking news. I see you guys posting something about the Eagles signing a player. Let's see here. You guys are saying the Eagles just signed a corner. Here it is right here. All right, let's bring it on screen. All right, so the Philadelphia Eagles are signing former 49ers corner Ambry Thomas to their practice squad. He's still just 25 years old. The former third-round pick out of Michigan now gets a fresh start in Philly. Howie is working. Howie is working. And here's the thing, man. Another player they signed too that a lot of people really like is that kid from the Rams. What's his name? Rams fans was bitching about us signing him. What's the center that the Eagles signed from the Rams? What's his name? What's the center? Somebody help me out. I know somebody know. Lampkin. That's his name. Last name Lampkin. First name. Let's see. Willie Lampkin. I heard Willie Lampkin put up some great tape in preseason. He just got hurt. Now he's undersized. He's like 5'10", 5'11", but he's a fucking bowling ball. He's a bowling ball. That's what I hear. Everything I saw, they say he's a bowling ball. This kid is talented. He's undersized, but he's powerful. He's undersized, but he's strong. He can get it done. And the Rams, they let him walk. But I also saw Rams fans getting mad talking about, oh, yeah, Howie Roseman broke an unwritten rule. Man, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Talking about an unwritten rule. I ain't trying to hear that. Oh, I knew it was one more thing I wanted to talk to y'all about when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. Remember how I told y'all you can't trust the offensive line yet because they're young and unproven? I totally forgot to mention to you guys. That their second-year, first-round offensive tackle, Tyler Guyton. I don't know if I remember this, but Tyler Guyton, he injured his knee. He injured his right knee in a collision during training camp on July 28th. And at first, they thought he tore his ACL, but it turned out that the imaging showed that the ACL was still intact, and instead there was a broken bone in his right knee. So he's pretty much been on ice chilling, trying to recover, right? So there's a chance that the Dallas Cowboys will be without their young second-year left tackle in Tyler Guyton. They're going to be compromised on the offensive line. They're compromised on the defensive line, on the edge in particular. You feel what I'm saying? Like, your corners are compromised because we don't know if they still got it. We don't know. We don't know if Trevon Diggs still's that guy. Tyler Guyton, second-year player, was barbecue chicken in 2024. Tyler Guyton played in 15 games, but only started in 11 in 2024. And to make it even more difficult, he was drafted in the first round, 29th overall at the 2024 NFL Draft. And he was also drafted to be the replacement for future Hall of Famer Tyron Smith. And frankly, he hasn't proven that he's that yet. Still got a lot of developing to do. He's a young player. But come week 1, they're going to be compromised. And sure, they signed Trevor Keegan, but Trevor Keegan isn't a tackle. He's an interior guy. Trevor Keegan is a guard and or center. He's not playing tackle. He ain't big enough. He ain't big enough. And if you put him on, you put Trevor Keegan on at left tackle. You put Trevor Keegan on the outside. Nolan Smith and Jalen Hunt gonna wax his ass. The entire Dallas offensive line is young. They got Cooper Beebe at center. Talented young player, but he's entering year 2. Entering year 2. He's young and entering year 2. Tyler Smith at left guard, entering year 4. He's probably your most decorated offensive lineman. 2-time Pro Bowler, 1-time second-team All-Pro. He's a talented guy. At right guard, they got the rookie, Tyler Booker, who came out the draft talking crazy about Jalen Carter. We got to remind him where the fuck he at. He was drafted in the first round, 12th overall. He better be that guy. And then they got Terrence Steele at right tackle. He's the veteran in the room. So, and he's entering year 6. So, Tyler Guyton at left tackle, Tyler Smith at left guard, Cooper Beebe at center, Tyler Booker at right guard, and Terrence Steele at right tackle. As a collective, that offensive line is unproven. And they ain't got no running game. They are something else, man. They're something else. They are something else. But your Philadelphia Eagles, on the other hand, your Philadelphia Eagles are trending in the right direction. And your Philadelphia Eagles are making all the right moves. They're making solid moves. So I love it. I love what's going on right now. The NFL just continues to get more interesting. The NFL just continues to be a beautiful sport, a beautiful league that we are just so grateful to be a part of, that we're so grateful to be spectators of, man. I love it. 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 All right. We're going to begin to close the show. Let me see if there's anything I need to report on. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Is there anything you guys haven't is there anything we haven't really tapped into? Is there anything you guys want to tap into? Talk to me before I get out of here. Chris Rohn says they got George Pickens on a 1-year rental. No way they're paying him $35 million. Pickens not getting $35 million. Chris, Pickens not getting $35 million. He'll be lucky to get 30. He'll be lucky to get 30. Listen, George Pickens today, he'll be lucky to get what Devontae Smith got. Because of everything that comes with him from an attitude perspective. And I like George Pickens. He's talented. He's productive. But, I mean, he still hasn't had that prolific season. He still hasn't had a season better than anything Devontae Smith has done. And Devontae Smith is making $25 million a year. Now, granted, some would argue Devontae Smith is underpaid. Probably is. Probably can get $30 million from another team. But George Pickens right now, he's probably going to get between 25 and 28, between 24 to 27 million a year. He's not getting 30 million. And if he does, bro, I don't know if that's a guy I would invest 30 plus million into, man, especially with the way he carries himself. Just saying. Joshua Mullen says, should we make a move for Walker? Are you talking about Trevon Walker with the Jaguars, right? I don't see it happening between now and Thursday. I don't see it happening. If it does, I'll be shocked. Now, granted, the Micah Parsons trade shocked everybody, but I think we felt like something was coming. But, you know, Travon Walker, here's the problem with that. To your point, Joshua, right? Here's the problem. Travon Walker, trading for him isn't just the only thing you got to get done. You got to pay him. Travon Walker is looking for a rookie extension. And I don't think they're going to pay somebody who just got there before they pay Jalen Carter or Jordan Davis or Nolan Smith or Reed Blankenship, so on and so forth. I don't see them trading for him and paying him. I don't see that happening. I have a hard time seeing that happening. It has to be a sign and trade situation. And I just don't think that's something that's going to happen. I think he's a talented player. I would love to have him here, but I don't think it happens. I don't think it happens, man. S. Blunt said Kenny Clark had a PFF grade of 59. Stop playing. Stop playing, man. Wow. Kenny Clark had an overall PFF grade of 59.3. He had a 63.1 pass rush grade and a 57.1 run defense grade. And he's 30 years old. 30 years old. He'll be 30 in October. You traded Micah Parsons, a 26-year-old, three-time first-team All-Pro. You traded him to the Green Bay Packers for Kenny Clark, who's 30 years old, and 2 first-round picks. You could have got more. Or if anything, why Kenny Clark? I don't think they got enough for Micah Parsons. I just don't think so. I don't think so, bro. Joshua Mullen says, dang, I forgot we got to pay Carter. Yeah, man. We got to pay Jalen Carter. We got some people to pay. Yeah. We got some money to spend. Jesse G says some desperate team will pay George Pickens big on the open market, I think. Ridley got paid. Yeah, but Calvin really was a gambling thing. It wasn't like a personality, like an uncoachable type of thing. And also, Calvin Ridley, with all due respect to George Pickens, George Pickens will be lucky to have the career Calvin Ridley has had. Calvin Ridley has, on his resume, he's been in the league for 6 years, going into his 7th season. He has 3 seasons under his belt with over 1,000 yards receiving. He has 2 seasons with over 800 yards receiving. You know, he did get hurt in 2021, and he missed the 2022 season because of gambling. But the past 2 seasons, Calvin Ridley has been reliable. He's a 1,000-yard receiver in both seasons. Has 12 touchdowns over the past 2 seasons combined. Over 2,000 receiving yards. Over 100 and what is that? That's 140 receptions over the past 2 seasons. George Pickens and Calvin Ridley aren't the same problem. Calvin Ridley got caught gambling. That was it. George Pickens is not. He's not fighting on the. He's getting fined and listen. I'm a firm believer in this. When Mike Tomlin gives up on you, that's a bad sign. When Mike Tomlin gives up on you, that is a bad sign to me because Mike Tomlin puts up with a lot. He does. That's what he does. Jesse G says Pickens 800, 1,100, 812 games. Those are pretty similar numbers. Jesse. Don't look at the starts. Look at the games he's played in. Jesse, don't look at the starts. Look at the games he's played in. Not the starts. The games he's played in. As a matter of fact, I'll show you better than I can tell you. And again, I'm not saying George Pickens isn't talented. I'm not saying he's not talented, but I can't sit here and definitively say George Pickens is better than Calvin Ridley. I can't definitively say that. Now, he's younger, probably has a higher ceiling, right? That's probably why you would say he's better. He's younger, has a higher ceiling. That's all he has. But from a production standpoint, Calvin Ridley and George Pickens, they're not the same. George Pickens played in 14 games last year, had 900 yards receiving. He would have had 1,000, but I guess he was hurt or whatever it was, or fined. I don't know. 2023, 17 games played, 1,100 yards receiving, 5 touchdowns. 2022, 17 games played, 800 yards. Look, George Pickens is talented. Don't get me wrong. He's from a talent perspective, he's worth the money. But that dude attitude, you got to watch him. You got to watch him, man. When things don't go his way, got to watch him. And please, I mean this with love. Don't disrespect Calvin Ridley like that, bro. This is Calvin Ridley's production. Calvin Ridley. With terrible quarterback play, by the way. Let's put that in perspective. With terrible quarterback play. Now, granted, George Pickens hasn't played with good quarterbacks. The best quarterback he's played with is Russell Wilson. But other than that, it's been Mason Rudolph and whoever else. Mitchell Trubisky. But this is Calvin Ridley production. Pretty damn good. Just saying. All right. Anyway, let's begin to close the show out, you guys. It's really been fun. Smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. I really do appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. I've been your humble host, Tone DeShields II. And you guys have been locked in on Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game.